Alrighty, welcome back to Gunworks. Today we're going to do a discussion about the H&K USP Compact 45. This rifle is made in Germany. All right, we'll spin around here to get a good shot of the side of the frame here. Okay. And this gun happens to be used by the German police force. Holds 8+1 rounds. All right. Let's go ahead and do that as we do with any gun. We're going to take the magazine out and check for chamber, make sure it's empty. And while we're doing that, I want to point out the Ambidextrous magazine release on this thing. You have an ambi lever on the bottom, right next to the trigger guard, on the left side and on the right side. So we'll push the lever down, the magazine falls out. You can see we have an empty magazine. And we'll pull the slide back, check the chamber, and she is empty. Okay. And then to clean this firearm, to take the slide off, we have a square on the square notch on the slide that has to line up with our takedown pin. So what I want to do is grab the back of the slide here, put my web of my hand against the back of the top of the frame, pull back enough to release the slide lock, let it come forward far enough that our takedown pin lines up with the square notch on the slide. Right, then the pin comes out, and that's easy enough. And now you do not have to fire this gun either. Now the hammer's going to be caught because you had to slide back. No need to pull the trigger. The slide will come off the front. That neat without having to pull the trigger for it. And then as any semi-automatic goes, we're going to remove our recoil spring, remove the barrel, and now we can clean out the gunpowder residue and any lead deposits, copper deposits left from firing the gun. To do so, let's use a wet patch with solvent. Personally, I prefer the number 9 hops solvent. Works very well. We'll mop it around in the slide, down inside the barrel, and also in the frame of the gun. Let it set for 5 minutes or so. Come back with a clean dry patch, get all the crud out of it, and then finish it out with a damp oil patch to replace the oil where the solvent has removed. You want to make sure you have a couple of drops on your tracks inside your slide, and it's not a bad idea to put a couple drops right here on the frame track where the slide engages. And always, personally, I like to wipe it off, leave just a little light film of oil. Don't let it be puddling up, because when you puddle and leave the oil wet, you'll end up attracting dirt and making the dirt stick to it, which will end up grinding and wear your gun out even faster. Okay. And let's drop a barrel back in now. We'll put our recoil spring back in, engaging our recoil spring on the notch. And whoops, flip it over the other way. That's the way it goes, isn't it? Recoil spring on the notch. If I can catch it just right. Okay. Here we go. Now it engages where it should be. Line it up in the center. And we can put it back on our frame, engaging the tracks all the way back. And noting in here the barrel is has a locking lug lined up with our hole for the takedown pin. We'll drop our takedown pin in. Right, we'll get it close to being all the way through. And again, we're going to pull the slide back with our web of our hand pressed against the back of the slide where the notches line up, the square notches line up, and it drops back in. Let it go. That's all there is to it. Really easy to take this rascal down. I like the way that design is. Makes for a very easy take it down and field stripping, as far as field stripping goes and cleaning. All right. This is a very, very dependable gun. Has a good reputation for being accurate and dependable. That's why the German police force uses it. And here we have an 8-round magazine that holds 8 rounds plus 1 in the chamber. All right. Another feature of this firearm is that we have a single and double action trigger, right, which means when if the hammer is down in this place, you can pull the trigger and the hammer will cock and fire trigger also, it cocks the hammer and also fires at the same time. So you have a double action. And then if the hammer is already cocked, as it would be in semi-automatic, and it will keep on cycling like any semi-automatic would. We also have a decocker on this firearm. You can see our safety lever with the safety button on. The gun will not fire. And if you have the gun cocked, you can pull the safety lever down beyond safe mode or beyond the fire mode. Pull the safety lever down, and it will decock the gun without firing. Right. Another neat feature of it. Right. Now, I'll tell you what, before we do that, put the magazine back in and be done, let's do a trigger pull test since this is double and single action both. All right, let's do a trigger pull test and see what we get. Grab our gauge here, back to 0. And first we're going to try our double action pull. Let's see what we get. And this gun has not been modified. It is directly from the factory as it would have been. And we get, looks like about probably 9.5, maybe 10 pounds. I think maybe 9.5 pounds, probably what that is. So that's not the worst in the world for a double action trigger. The revolvers have considerably worse than that actually. Usually a lot of revolvers will end up with 12 to 14 pound trigger with double action. And then we'll have it cocked. We'll test it again with our single action trigger pull. And go bang. 4 pound trigger pull in single action. That's actually pretty good for a heavy duty pistol like this. I like this gun. Works very well. So that pretty much concludes our look at the H&K USP Compact 45 from Germany. Thanks for watching Maverick Gunworks, guys. Hey folks, hope you enjoyed the overview for the H&K USP Compact 45 caliber. We'll come out to the farm now, and I'm going to shoot it a few times, and let's see how it performs. Get our earmuffs on. All right. All right. And we're clear. How about that? That's 5 shots. It looks like they're all just a couple of inches maybe from the center, from the X. If the camera can zoom in or not, we'll take a look at it. But anyway, this is a sweet shooting little gun. It's not a bad recoil at all. 45. Hope you enjoyed that. Come back and catch us later.